I've been a hindrance to myself. Because I'm just like, one of my videos I talked about how my son didn't like to go to school. I didn't like to go to school, but I had perfect attendance from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. Perfect attendance. I never missed a day of school. Now, people who went to school when I went to school in the 70s, the 80s, 70s and 80s, we knew to get to advisory, but we going to cut English. So you might have perfect attendance in advisory, but you done cut English 10 times. You might have cut algebra 10 times. I have a report card in my possession in which I cut this class like 38 times and still passed. Because I was smart enough to know that when I know I'm not doing this work in this class, so I have to be an adult or be real about it and step to the teacher and be like, hey, yo, I know I ain't been here. What is it I need to do to bring my grade up to where to go? Could you give me some extra assignments? Could you give me some extra work? Could you give me some extra, give me whatever. Whatever I had to give me a report or whatever. But I was so good at school that I used to do this. You know, when you used to have to be, when you would get assigned a book report and the book has the cover, right? Hold on, let me make sure this book is right. All right, so it has the cover, then it has the title, it has the author, and then you open the book, it has the prefix, the chapters, how many chapters, how many pages in the book, and then back when I used to read books, you flip to the back of the book, and on the sleeve it would have what the book was about, and then on the back it would tell you what the book was about. So you can read it. Let's say for instance, Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn was a mischievous little boy who grew up in the South, and he ran with some dude named Nigga Jim and his other friends and Tom Sawyer. And Tom Sawyer was a good kid, but Huckleberry Finn was wild. He was wilding, and basically when you read the back of the book, it tells you that he did things. But back when you was in elementary school, they didn't want no deep, detailed book report. They wanted to know the author, the name of the book, the author, the principles in the book, and what they did in the book. So on the back of that book, it would tell you all that. So I would usually just write it down and take some words out or add some words and put my own twist on it. And book report, Huckleberry Finn, book report by Huckleberry Finn by whatever the author's name is. Book report by Robert McCrae. I would put my name on it and turn that in and get an A. But I didn't read the book. So when I didn't read the book, I'm sitting here saying to myself, do I need to read that book? I would have more knowledge and I could quote it better and have more to say about the book if I read the book. But I don't. That's how I got through school. I did the bare minimum, which was stupid. So I'm talking to any young man, a young person, young lady. It don't even matter. If you're in college, if you're in high school, junior high, middle school, elementary school, wherever you may be at, the saying is true. And it's always been true. The more you know, the further you'll go. So being a procrastinator, being a person who pretty much always took the easy way out in life, I could tell you that's one of the mistakes that I've made, that I had to accept, that the condition I'm in is because I didn't put in the work to produce. You reap what you sow. If I don't put in no work, if I don't sow nothing, nothing's going to come out the ground. So that's why I decided to make these videos, to be a voice of reason to somebody who looked like me. Because I just saw one of my friends, Mike Monroe. Mike Monroe, West Philadelphia High. Bad. Mike was bad when he was an 8th. I'm talking about this dude was dunking and My height, me and him, same height. He might be an inch or two taller than me, but at the end of the day, this boy was nasty since the first time I saw him playing junior high school. Baller. So I was going to a viewing the other day, and I saw Mike. He has this barbershop on Girard Avenue, 60th and Girard. Been there for 20, 25 years. He's been there. Once he graduated from Millersville University, he became a barber and a business owner. I'm so proud of Mike that at the end of the day, when I saw him, it was the same energy we used to give each other. Either though he went to West and I went to Overbrook, there was always a mutual respect, because when we got on that court, we was going to ball out. And we was talking about how, these young men are. And I said to Mike, it's our fault. Because we had old heads. We had people that would come to us and say, hey, yo, young man, young boy, no, don't do that, man. You ain't built for that. Them other dudes you with, I don't see nothing for them. This was actually spoken into my life. It was said to me plenty of times, because I was always the same height. So when you 12, 13, 14 years old, and you got a mustache and a goatee, and you the size of a man, but you're a boy, you the first one they gonna pick out, because you look like you older than the ones you hanging with. So they're gonna pick you out because you look like you should know better. I'm the same age as them. I don't know no better. I'm goofy just like them. But my old age used to tell me they're gonna get you first. And to reflect upon it, they always got me first. I always got in trouble first, because I looked like I was mature enough to know better. But I figured it out. I figured it out now at 55. I was a leader. Anything that was wild and crazy and where I grew up at, I led the pack, man. I would try it first because I was the biggest, the tallest. Not the biggest in size, but I was the tallest. So I'm going to go try it first. That's why a lot of tall guys play basketball. A lot of them don't like, a lot of tall guys, you say, well, why he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that when they playing ball? Because his heart ain't in it. That's why somebody, when you think about Allen Iverson, he had a heart. All of your ballers or all your people that ascend to a level of success or popularity, they got heart. I had heart. But what was going on in my house made me not see myself the way I needed to. So me and Mike was talking, and I said to Mike, it's our fault. He's like, yeah. I said, because we had old heads, man. He used to tell us, nah, dog, don't do that. Not you. Let them do that. You don't do that. And then you would even, when you saying it, when the old heads would say it, he would say it. He wasn't afraid to say it in front of me and my associates, because I don't have no friends. None. Anybody I grew up with, anybody I ran with back in the day, I don't associate with none of them. So I always would look at them as a friend, but they would look at me as, oh, that nigga Rob or my associate. So growing up in the hood, you have to know everybody don't got your back. Some people want you to fail because you don't look like them, you don't talk like them, you don't act like them. So sometimes the people you're around, I ain't gonna say all the time, but for a good portion of the time when you're around people and you special in any kind of way, the ones that you're around that don't see themselves special gonna want you to fail. So I failed to bump my heads plenty of times. But I also reverted back to who I am and how I am, which is I'm a loner. I stay to myself. I've always have. I grew up in a house with women, a mom and two sisters, and just little old me. And they wouldn't let me be soft. My middle sister beat my ass from as far back as I can remember till I was 13 till I told her when I was this height and taller and bigger than everybody in the house. I said, you ain't beat me no more. And I beat the brakes off of my sister. Because she used to tear my clothes up, scratch me in my face, throw my toys in the trash, break my toys, just mean stuff. Whereas though she never showed me love. And even now as we're adults, she still try to bully me. My whole family like that. See, because you're young. They say you're young. But when you think about being young, it's special about being young. Because even when you're young, people could look at you and see you a king. So I told Mike, it's all our fault, man. Because we didn't stay around. We was busy getting money, that we didn't spend time with the youngins that was behind us, that school them and get them game on this thing called life. We didn't do that. We was like, we figured it out, let them figure it out. But along your journey, if you ever look back and you're an older man now, somebody told you something. That's either somebody told you something or you witnessed something that you saw and said, well, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that right there. No, I'm not going to do that. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to be like that. So, at the end of the day, it's all relative to growth. Somebody have to put something in you. My mom put the love of reading into me. She told me, read something every day. She told me I was articulate. She told me, but in the same way she was telling me, she also was telling me I always think I was smarter than everybody. Instead of just letting me be smart. And nurturing that and saying, son, you're smart. Keep up the good work. Because I listened to my mom.